Well, hello there. Welcome to Keep This in Mind, brought to you by SpectHealth.com, DavidASpect.com. Today I want to start with a new question. Well, not a question so much as a statement that we've all heard. What got you here won't get you there. Now, that statement is used by a lot of those in the guru space to talk about ongoing training, ongoing development, leveling up in your life, leveling up in your business. But can I tell you too that terms like that come with a cost? Now let me explain for a moment. We hear never stop learning, that you should always be striving to improve yourself. And that is absolutely true. I know it in my own life that I'm not the same person today that I was 10 years ago, even though I had a desire for more and a desire to learn and a desire to level up all over the last decade. I am in a different place now than I was then. And because of that, there are certain things around me that necessitate change because of that growth. Let me explain to you a little bit of what I'm talking about. My friend Cicely and I were talking at coffee yesterday, and we were talking about how we traveled a lot of same circles in our development life, learning and developing, and how that some of the people that served us very well in one time now feel real repetitive now. Why is that? Why if Dave Ramsey or Grant Cardone or whomever was really inspiring and moving the needle for you early on, why is that not the case forever? And I think about school. If you've ever noticed in school that when you progress from first grade to second grade, you go from recognizing words and maybe reading a few words to writing those words, and you graduate and you go from writing in print to writing in cursive. Those of you who are my age, yeah, we know cursive's not as big of a thing as it once was. I can even remember the promotion from writing with a pencil to writing with ink, and that was like a big rite of passage. But can I tell you that if as a third grader I would go back to first grade, that I would be bored? Why is that? Because I have outgrown first grade. I've outgrown because I've learned the lessons. While they may not be, in daily practice, the knowledge is there. And so as we're going through life and we're trying to level up, sometimes we have to look for what's next. What's next? That's a question that my friend Tom Hamill asks me all the time, saying, "What's next, David? Okay, you've done this, now what's next?" My coach Omar Madrano says, "David, you're going to end up leveling up in other areas that are going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to have to work that muscle until you become the master of it." And so as you begin to look at what's next in your own life, in your own business, let me tell you, number one, it's going to be exciting. It's new. There's shiny involved, right? Sometimes we jump at something because it's shiny, it's new, you feel like it's cutting edge. It's like getting the new iPhone, which, by the way, this is a 12. I don't have a 14 because I'm not that guy when it comes to iPhones, but I am that guy when it comes to computers. When Apple released the MacBook with the M1 chip, and I was like watching the video and I was just like, oh my gosh, right? All of a sudden I became a little more dissatisfied with that Mac that was serving me so well up until that point. So sometimes the what next is this shiny. Sometimes what's next is scary. And what I mean by that is it will get you out of your comfort zone. When you begin to get mastery in an area, you get more comfortable with it. You have more confidence in it. The first time I ever looked into a camera like this and began to speak, I was a wreck. Now, do I get nervous every time before that thing goes live? Absolutely, because I want to serve you in a great way. But I'm not nervous about the live itself. I'm more nervous about the content, or should I say, aware that I want to provide value. But it's a different thing. If to somebody who's never gone live before, it could be the most daunting thing, the scariest thing. So just because I'm a little further down a path than you doesn't mean I don't have fears. It just means my fears are now into the what's next. And can I tell you, both fear and excitement are part of your growth process. Both fear and excitement are part of your growth process. As I was talking to several people this week, some opportunities are beginning to manifest in my life that will level me up and bring me to a broader audience and bring me in contact with more people. And that's exciting because it's new. It's a new adventure. It's a change of direction, in the direction that I want to go. But can I tell you, I am also terrified deep down. What if I'm not good enough? What if I screw it all up? What if I never get asked back? This is all part of the growth process, because being out of comfort is where growth takes place. And sometimes, again, when you grow in a certain area, sometimes you outgrow a circle, you outgrow a mentor, you outgrow a process, because you've reached that level of journeyman or mastery to where now all you have to do is continue to put it into practice. I remember in the Air Force, we had these things called technical orders, and essentially they were instruction manuals on how to do tests and repairs and such. And while you were not to deviate from the technical order, the TO as we called it, can I tell you, there became a point when you knew backwards and forwards what was in that TO, and that you didn't have to have it right there in front of your face every step of the way, because you knew what steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's so true in so many other areas of our life, that once we get it, we have to ask, what's next? I'm reminded of scripture in this moment where in 1 Corinthians 13:11, Paul says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I acted as a child, but as I became a man, or as I grew up, I put away childish things. This is a wonderful example of the fact that as we move through this journey called life, that things will change, that you will outgrow certain things, certain people, in order for you to become all that you're supposed to become. Now, let's talk about that for just a moment. I'm gonna wrap up here. What if what you're outgrowing is people? Could be a part of your circle, could be family members, could be friends, could be colleagues, could be mentors. Can I tell you that when you grow beyond those people, they're not going to understand? In fact, they may be hurt that you are leveling up and somehow you're leaving them behind, and that's okay. If I have seen anything with those people that I consider leaders, those people that I follow, those people that I idolize, they all had times in their lives when the people that they loved and that loved them didn't understand. That the people that spoke into them or led them or taught them, when they became, more than, they didn't understand. They were confused or maybe even hurt. Can I tell you that's also part of the growth process, that there is going to be some uncomfortable changes in your circle, and that's okay. Because see, here's the rub of the entire thing. If you don't recognize that growth is mandatory, if you don't recognize that outgrowing things is part of the process, then the next thing that you're going to be dealing with is regret. What if? What could have happened if? What if I had taken that step of faith? What if I had put myself under the leadership of someone else? What if I had fill in the blank? The truth of the matter is that you should always be asking the question, what's next? Now, if you haven't mastered, like if you're learning from somebody and you're not achieving at the highest level, then you know what? You haven't outgrown. You need to keep working the muscle until the muscle is working the way it's supposed to be. I didn't throw away the technical order after doing 2 repairs that it addressed. In fact, even when I was doing repairs and I was a master at it, I would still have that technical order right beside me. Not necessarily open, but right there in case, because this thing can't be trusted at times and it might skip a step. So what I'm saying to you is, as you're chasing what's next, don't forget the lessons that you've learned. Just because you're writing in cursive doesn't mean you'll never need to write in print again. Now, couple of updates for you. Number one, the book has been sent off once again for what we hope for a final proof coming back to me this week. Looking forward to Old Dogs New Tricks version 2.0 coming out. I'm hoping to get it out within the next 2 weeks. I may open up Amazon for pre-orders. If I do, I will post the link to the pre-orders in comments. I'm super excited about this book because it addresses what a lot of us are going through, and that is, how do I navigate this world? How do I navigate this business? How do I navigate life when everything has changed so much and it doesn't look anything like what I was expecting it to? Number two, if you want to be coached by me and Tina, go to specthealth.com. The discount lasts only a few more days, only through January 31st, and we would be honored to guide you to the path of greater health, helping you contend for your health, helping you stay accountable, teaching you the habits of health, teaching you exactly what support looks like so that you can not only lose weight, because we know that weight is only a symptom of deeper issues, but that you can have lifelong health, that you can handle life in different ways. I'm going to tell you, it would be an honor to guide you down this path. Thank you so much for being on today. God bless you. And remember, applied knowledge is power. God bless.